You are sitting in traffic. You are already late for a meeting that could decide the next 5 years of your career. Your phone is buzzing in the cup holder with texts from your boss, your spouse, or your landlord. Your heart rate is climbing. Your jaw is clenched. And right in that exact moment, a thought flashes through your mind. Asterisk if I just yell. If I just slam my hand on the steering wheel. Maybe this situation will somehow change. Asterisk. We laugh at that idea when we say it out loud. But psychologically, that is precisely how most of us live our lives. We treat our emotional reactions as if they have the power to alter reality. We mistake our outrage for control. There is a fascinating glitch in human psychology known as emotional reasoning. It is the subconscious belief that because you feel overwhelmed, the situation itself must be overwhelming. Because you feel angry, someone else must have destroyed your peace. But if you look closely at human history, particularly at the men and women who survived the most brutal circumstances imaginable without losing their minds, you discover a radical, counterintuitive truth. Chaos does not destroy your calm. Your demand that chaos shouldn't exist is what destroys your calm. 2,000 years ago, an emperor named Marcus Aurelius sat in a cold tent near the Danube River. He was leading a military campaign during a devastating pandemic that was wiping out millions across the Roman Empire. His own health was failing. His trusted friends had betrayed him. He had every reason to break down, to scream, to yield to despair. Instead, he opened his journal and wrote a simple line that cognitive behavioral therapy would adopt centuries later. Asterisk, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Asterisk. Notice what he did not say. He did not say you should suppress your feelings. He did not say you should become a cold, unfeeling stone. Authentic Stoicism has been deeply misunderstood in modern culture. We tend to view a Stoic person as someone who swallows their pain, puts on a mask, and pretends everything is fine until they implode. That is not Stoicism. That is emotional repression. And modern neuroscience tells us that repressing emotion actually heightens your physiological stress response. Your blood pressure rises. Your cortisol spikes. You aren't mastering your emotion. You are just burying it alive. Real Stoicism is something entirely different. It is not the absence of feeling. It is the mastery of judgment. Think about what happens in your brain when a crisis hits. A fast, ancient part of your nervous system, the amygdala, fires off an alarm signal. It floods your body with adrenaline. It prepares you to fight, flee, or freeze. This reaction happens in milliseconds. You cannot stop the initial spike of anxiety or anger from washing over you. And the Stoics knew this. They called these initial reactions proto-passions. They recognized that feeling a sudden jolt of fear when a dog barks or a flash of heat when someone insults you is simply being human. The moment of choice happens a fraction of a second later. That is when your prefrontal cortex, the rational, analytical engine of your brain, has a chance to step in. Most people skip this step entirely. They experience the physiological surge and immediately assent to it. They tell themselves, asterisk, I am ruined. This is terrible. They did this to me on purpose. Asterisk, the Stoic pauses. The Stoic looks at that initial wave of emotion and says, asterisk, you are just an impression. You are not the truth. Asterisk. Consider a modern workplace. Imagine you have spent 3 months building a proposal for your company. You present it in a boardroom, and 5 minutes in, a senior director interrupts you, shuts down your presentation, and calls the idea a waste of time. In that moment, 2 stories are available to you. The first story is, asterisk, I was publicly humiliated. My hard work was thrown in the trash. This director is malicious, and my career at this company is over. Asterisk, if you tell yourself that story, your body will respond accordingly. Your throat will tighten, your face will burn, and you will either snap back defensively or shut down completely. The second story is, asterisk, a human being with his own stresses, biases, and limited information just expressed a blunt opinion about a document. The document is not me. My worth is not tied to this meeting. Asterisk. The event was identical in both scenarios. The director spoke the exact same words. Yet in the first scenario, you are a victim in a tragedy. In the second, you are an observer in a complex environment. The difference is not the event. It is the judgment you placed upon the event. Epictetus, a man who spent the first half of his life in physical chains as a slave before becoming one of history's greatest teachers, framed this around a concept called the dichotomy of control. He argued that the entire universe can be divided into two neat categories. Category 1, things that are entirely up to you. Your opinions, your intentions, your desires, your choices. Category 2, everything else. The weather, the economy, the traffic, the outcome of your medical tests, what other people think of you, and how other people behave. When you invest your emotional well-being into Category 2, you hand the steering wheel of your life to strangers, circumstances, and pure chance. You become a puppet. If the weather is nice, you are happy. If someone gives you a compliment, you feel good. If someone cuts you off in traffic or writes a critical comment on your post, your entire afternoon is ruined. You are letting external events dictate your internal state. We see this play out constantly in modern relationships. We desperately want our partners, our children, or our colleagues to act in specific ways so that we can feel secure. We think, asterisk, if only they would communicate better, if only they were more organized, if only they agreed with me, then I could finally be calm. Asterisk, but expecting the world to behave predictably is a form of madness. People are going to be irrational. People are going to be self-centered, tired, moody, and unfair. When Epictetus woke up in the morning, he gave himself a mental buffer. He reminded himself that during the day he would encounter intrusive, ungrateful, arrogant, and dishonest people. But he didn't say this out of cynicism. He said it so that when he encountered those people, he wouldn't be shocked. He wouldn't burn his energy asking, "How could they do this?" Instead, he recognized that an ignorant person acting ignorantly is simply the order of nature. Just as a thorn bush produces thorns. There is a remarkable story from the early 20th century involving the explorer Ernest Shackleton. His ship, the Endurance, became trapped in the Antarctic ice pack. For months, 28 men lived on a vessel frozen solid in an endless desert of ice, waiting for the thaw. Instead of freeing the ship, the crushing pressure of the ice slowly crushed the hull. On a freezing day in October, Shackleton gave the order to abandon ship as the ship sank beneath the ice, taking most of their supplies with it. Their mission to cross the continent vanished in an instant. Imagine the psychological weight of that moment. Everything had failed. The plan was dead. Death was the most likely outcome. Shackleton didn't throw a tantrum. He didn't sit on the ice and rage against the Antarctic weather. He gathered his men, looked at them, and calmly said, asterisk, "So, boys, ship and stores have gone. Now we'll go home." Asterisk. In that single sentence, Shackleton executed the ultimate Stoic pivot. He let go of the past that no longer existed, accepted the terrifying present without drama, and focused entirely on the one thing still within his control, his response. He adapted instantly. He didn't spend a single calorie of energy grieving the lost ship while survival demanded his attention. Over the next 18 months, through impossible odds, he led every single member of his crew back alive. Most of us aren't stranded on ice floes, but we face our own quiet shipwrecks every week. A business venture falls apart. A long-term relationship ends. A project you poured your soul into gets canceled. A health diagnosis changes your trajectory. The instinct in those moments is to mourn the story you had written for yourself. We stay stuck in the grief of what was supposed to happen. Asterisk, this wasn't the plan. This isn't fair. Asterisk, but the friction you feel, that sharp, burning pain in your chest, is not caused by the new reality. It is caused by your mind fighting against reality. It is the space between what is happening and what you think should be happening. The Stoics had a phrase for overcoming this friction, Amor Fati, the love of fate. It was not merely tolerating bad news, it was welcoming it as raw material. Think of a fire. When a small flame encounters a heavy log, the log smothers the fire. But when a massive bonfire encounters that same heavy log, it consumes it, uses it as fuel, and grows brighter and hotter because of it. A fragile mind is smothered by adversity. A resilient mind uses adversity as the very fuel to build character, patience, and wisdom. What does this look like in daily life? It means that when something goes wrong, you train yourself to stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, *, what does this situation demand of me? What virtue can I practice right now? *, if a client cancels a major contract, that is an opportunity to practice composure, resourcefulness, and humility. If a family member tests your patience, that is your gym to build tolerance and deep compassion. If you experience a painful physical injury, that is your practice ground for endurance. Nothing is wasted. Every single disruption becomes the very material you use to construct your character. This requires a fundamental shift in how we view control. We live in an era of hyper-control. We control our home temperatures down to the degree. We customize our news feeds. We order food to our doorstep with 2 taps on a screen. Because we have so much control over our comfort, our tolerance for discomfort has plummeted. We have become fragile. A slow internet connection or a delayed flight can trigger an emotional meltdown because we have conditioned ourselves to expect the world to bend to our schedule. When you practice Stoicism, you voluntarily step back from this demand for comfort. You recognize that peace is not something you find by arranging the outside world perfectly. Peace is something you cultivate inside by deciding that your internal state is non-negotiable. So how do you actually apply this when the world is screaming around you? How do you move from understanding this intellectually to living it when you are under immense pressure? It begins with a micro-practice you can test today. It is called the pause of impulse. The next time you feel a surge of frustration, anger, or panic, whether it is a rude email, a difficult phone call, or a piece of bad news, do not reply immediately. Do not speak. Do not type. The immediate urge you feel to defend yourself, to lash out, or to complain is driven by that initial spike of adrenaline. Instead, take one single breath and create a boundary between the stimulus and your response. In that gap, ask yourself one question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, if it involves someone else's opinion, a past mistake, or an external outcome, remind yourself that worrying about it is as useless as trying to stop the rain by shouting at the sky. You can influence things. You can take constructive action, but the ultimate outcome belongs to the world. Let it go. If the answer is yes, then direct 100% of your energy toward taking the next right action. Not 20 actions from now. Not fixing the next 5 years of your life. Just the immediate, honorable, courageous next step. There is a quiet power that comes over a person who operates this way. When you stop reacting to every spark thrown at you, people notice. You become the anchor in the room. When everyone else is panicking, losing their tempers, or spinning out into catastrophic predictions, you become the steady presence that lowers the temperature of the room just by existing in it. This is not a trick to make life easy. Life will continue to throw loss, disappointment, and uncertainty at your feet. You will lose people you love. You will face failure. You will get tired. Stoicism does not promise a life without storms. It offers you something much better. It teaches you how to be the lighthouse. The lighthouse does not command the ocean to be still. It does not rage against the waves, nor does it hide from the darkness. It simply stands firm, anchored deep in the rock, shining its light regardless of the weather. Tonight, before you go to sleep, sit quietly for 2 minutes. Look back over your day. Don't judge yourself harshly. Don't wallow in guilt. But look honestly at the moments where you lost your calm. Ask yourself, what did I place too much value on today? What external thing did I allow to steal my peace? Tomorrow morning, the world will test you again. Traffic will be bad. Someone will be unreasonable. A plan will fall through. And in that exact moment, you will have a choice. You can let the world pull your strings, or you can take a breath, step back, and remember that your calm does not belong to the world. It belongs to you.